And the atmosphere in general, from the students that moving in to every time I go somewhere in public, man, it's just unbelievable. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a fan base and a group of students more excited about this game. Obviously, there's a lot of anticipation building up. We got 2 top 10 teams coming in here. College football live, game day. Game's gonna be on ABC. I don't think it can get to a bigger stadium venue, especially at home in the Valley at night. So it's just gonna be an unbelievable atmosphere.
I saw one of the assistant coaches walking out with the Georgia game plan. Are you guys now starting to dial in on Georgia?
Yeah, we're starting to dial in on those guys for sure. For the most part, we've just been trying. This whole campus has just been trying to, for us, become the best team we possibly can be. Trying to get ourselves dialed in, physically, mentally, emotionally, and just trying to become the best team and players that we honestly can be. But now it's time to start getting dialed in a little bit. We still got a couple things that we need to continue to work on and build into this game plan. But for us, right now, this week we'll start hitting on Georgia, and then next week is game week. So it's coming fast, so it's important to utilize every day and make sure we understand what we're trying to accomplish each day.
This offense put up such gaudy numbers a year ago.
Right.
You come into a season, everybody tries to improve.
Right.
Can you really be that much better?
Yes, sir. I don't think that there's any reason that we shouldn't do better than what we did last year. I think we have everything we need to have in place. I think we got all the pieces to the puzzle. But now it's the time to continue to go out there and execute. The reason I think we can do that is because we're such a veteran team on offense. We got a lot of guys out there who played in the system, understand what we're trying to accomplish, understand what it takes to get to that point. We knew what it took to get to where we were at last year, but now it's time to take that game that much further. And that's what you get when you get a group of guys that have been here for a little while.
Obviously, you have the continuity on the offensive line, and as far as you and Sammy, can you build the sort of rapport that you had before with?
I believe so. And it's a work in progress. After a while, it all depends on what you do in the game. But as far as practice goes, man, I feel like we've been doing a really good job just kind of understanding. When I'm out there with the Martavis and the Sharons and the Adams, everybody's kind of starting to see what we're trying to do each play, what the goal is each play, and you can see it playing out. So very excited to see how it works in game time. Again, sometimes everything's not going to go the way you designed it, so you just got to go out there and make plays. That's what me and Nick did a lot last year, so I'm anxious to see how it goes with these guys.
Well, personally, what does this season mean to you? Coming back your senior year, there was a question whether you'd be back at all or not. Now you're all in, fully committed. How much do you need to get out of this season?
Man, everything possible. Came back to school pretty much a few reasons only, man, and it was mainly team oriented. So it's important to make sure I go out there and just enjoy every game. It's one of those deals where you don't want to leave anything on the field. We had fan day yesterday. I felt like it was very important for me to sign as many autographs as possible because, again, this is my last go around of this thing, so it's important to just try to utilize and take advantage of every moment.
How'd you get 30 million sacks? How many were on you?
I'd say about anywhere from, I probably had about 10 sacks in me last year. It's just little stuff, I think that's where we have to grow up this year as a program, as an offensive unit. Whether it's me flipping protections, the backs understanding what we're trying to do, me throwing hot. I think it's a group effort more so than just the line or just the quarterback. I think it comes full circle. So it's important to make sure we go out there and just try to make sure we can gain as many yards possible each play. When we don't do things correctly, man, it doesn't give us a chance. So I think that's the biggest thing for us.
So is there more things you can do pre-snap?
For sure. And again, I think that whether it's slide protection, I recognize it, man, making sure I can help out the guys because I see a little bit more than those guys can see up front, man. So I just got to try to help those guys out as much as possible. I know Aaron pretty good.
What's your impressions of him as a person?
As a person, he's a really good guy. Really good leader. Can spin the ball really well, but I know when he steps on this field, he's going to try to give his team the best opportunity. How good of a competitor he is, so he competes against each other a few times. So, very excited about stepping on the field with him, man. It's going to be a great battle. I know what he brings to the table. He knows what I bring to the table. So pretty much, man, who goes out there and performs the best.
What do you admire about him on the field and what he's accomplishing?
He leaves it all on the field. If he makes a mistake or throws a pick, he's going to come back and throw a touchdown. So it's just one of those things where he's mature in the game. He understands what he needs to do as a player, what he needs to do as a leader. He goes out there and tries to get it done the best way possible.
Early in his career, he got dogged very bad by, oh, he can't win the big game. It shrinks a little bit. I mean, can you relate at all to that or empathize at all?
Somewhat, yeah. Because I mean, in that position, once you start to get labeled as this particular quarterback, or you can't do this in these games, I've been through some of those things here, and it's one of those deals where you just got to keep pushing, keep leading. There's nothing that you can do about those past games. All you can do is just try to keep building on your future and your legacy. And I know that's what he's going to try to do over there. That's what I'm trying to do over here, and just continue to keep on building up on the program.
Being from Atlanta, I got to ask about what that game meant to you, that bowl game, and that last drive, as far as what it might have propelled you going into this season.
It was a significant moment. Again, I probably don't really understand how big it is until I leave here when it's or when I'm done playing football in general. But it's just something that I felt like we could accomplish all along. So I mean, I think as far as the team goes, man, I think that we kind of understood what type of program we had. We understood what type of people we had in this program. But I think to the outside world, it helped them understand what type of program that we're building. That we can't go out there and win the big games, and we can't go out there and live on line. And that's just what we accomplished out there.
Coach Sweeney's mentioned a couple of times that really you guys today is when you really start to bear down on that install for Georgia. What was different today?
It's just a little bit more. Appreciate that, big dog. We just go out there and you just try to understand what you're looking at. You start to go out there and try to watch more film on those guys and just understand what you're going to see in certain looks, certain formations, certain sets. And you just got to go out there to practice, man, and make sure you utilize it all the time. When you start to bear down and game plan for these guys, you can't waste a day out here. You can't waste a rep. So I think that's the most important thing.
Did getting the students back on campus, does that sort of go, okay, this is really getting close now?
I mean, I guess kind of, sort of. I don't really go on campus too much, man. I don't really go out too much, so I don't really see how many people are in school or on campus. But I think, this is what we've been preparing for this whole summer. Summer has flown by, and the guys understand that, man. So this is how fast the season's gonna go by. So regardless of the situation in the game, you understand how important the season is. You understand how important each game is because it goes by that much faster. So this game plan. For us, it's just going out there and trying to perform the best we possibly can.
How much film have you watched of Georgia so far? How many of their games from last year?
I watched a few games, about 3 or 4 games. We got to continue to keep watching, pressing down. That's where it comes for me to utilize my time. I'm gonna have a little bit extra time on my hands, so it's important to go out there and make sure that I go out there and understand that every time, all the time that I have is critical. Because you never know what you're gonna get, man. When you see these guys, when you watch the film, it's not the same personnel. All the guys are gone, so it's all about trying to see what you can see as far as certain coverages or blitzes on this down and distance. So just taking it from there.
It's more about strategy and that stuff as opposed to maybe a player's tendency, because you don't know what they're going to do.
You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what the players are really capable of. So really just going out there and just trying to execute what you can. And then when you see some things, man, just recognize it, go out there and try to understand it, and go out there and play your game. I think we get when you look into too much of certain things, then you start to get confused and confuse yourself or overwhelm yourself. So at the end of the day, it's all about going out there and playing ball. Once you do that, man, you'll be fine.